Okay, my name is Chaim Factor and I am a woodworker. I'm a furniture maker and I am fourth generation. And my daughter, Jana Factor, she is fifth generation. So it runs in the blood. As a commercial woodworker, I was involved with some interesting projects over the years. I am the person who recarved and reconstituted the missing parts for the organ case in St. Mary's Church in Dublin. That was a 2-year project and necessitated 92 metres of carving. And that was a very exciting project and very demanding project. Enjoyed that. Yeah, that was good. Real challenge. And I discovered that 2 other people had worked on it before. You know, you become intimately involved when you're working on these projects. I noticed that there were 2 different chisel strokes. Yeah, that this carving seemed to go this way and the other one seemed to go that way. And I did a little bit of research and discovered that the Tabaret brothers, they were Huguenots from France, and they arrived in Ireland in 1698, and they were the original people who had built the organ case, and I became the 3rd chisel 300 years later. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Just to give you an idea of scale, the St. Mary's organ case is probably one of the biggest pieces of furniture in the country. It would be 18 to 20 metres in width, and in height to the gallery would be maybe 3.5 to 4 metres, and in depth back to the wall it would be almost 3 metres. And that's not counting the imposts where the pipes stand, which go all the way up to the roof. So a very big monumental piece of furniture and part of our national heritage, really. So it was a great honour to work on that. Well, I spent 2 years on that particular project, and very much a labour of love. There's something, it's an anonymous presence. But those 2 brothers, I think they were Jean and Jacques, but I could be corrected on that. But their surname was Tabaret, and they left a significant mark in the cultural landscape in Dublin in particular. And it is a great honour for me to actually help in that. So in some way, anonymously, I have left my mark. And it's not a flippant mark, you know. It's valid and it's quiet. And in a way, I like that very much. Other work, contemporary works that I've worked on, too numerous to mention, really. Yeah. And a lot of work in private collections. I've always thought that sharing knowledge was really, really important. I've always believed that. I decided to set up my own facility. That has been a revelation, and I've learned so much from that. A revelation from the point of view that, I was learning as much as the people were that came here, because people came here with different needs. People came here with different expectations. And I was trying to furnish them with those positive results. And for the first time, I was beginning to realize that the mindfulness that I was experiencing in my work, like when I was working on St. Mary's, that people were actually searching for that. And I didn't even realize that I had this as a treasure in my own life. It was just part of my life that was unrecognized. And so I began to understand how I could share that. And if that was going to be helpful to people, that was great. So over the years, I've had this enormous cross-section of people who come to attend my classes, and everyone is looking for something that suits their own agenda. And I think as a designer, I really appreciate that, because I'm looking to try and help them find a solution to their own problem. And I like to think that it's a place of sanctuary, because they're helping themselves to find something very special within themselves. And they do that through woodwork. And I think it's possible to do that through woodwork more so than some other crafts because the wood is a living organism and every piece of wood has its own story. And in a way, that piece of wood inspires you to do something with it. And the project that I showed you earlier on with the oak that's made into veneers, I hope you're not going to find this too amusing, or maybe I shouldn't be too embarrassed by this, but I've had that piece of wood for over 40 years. And I just didn't know what to do with the piece of wood. It was small, and I wanted to make something really special with it. And I knew that one day the right job would come to it. And that's the wood speaking. I think that's great. And that doesn't happen in some other crafts. That just doesn't exist, you know. So the wood has a story to tell. And I suppose that's part of my job, is to try and hear the story, isn't it? Yeah.